Good morning, Vietnam. Morning, Claire. Oi, oi, Ash. How you doing, blood?
Hi, Claire Louise. Hiya, Ash.
Yes. My blood is still boiling after yesterday's upload. It's done 13,000 up to now. That's all. 13,000 what, though, Ash?
My blood's boiling because the bloody dogs. Little bastards they are. I've got a really
Don't blame Bella. No, I don't with Bella. It's Buster, blue-eyed Buster who done it.
Bella's been
No, I
in
don't
it
with
as
Bella.
well.
No, she hasn't.
Yes, she has.
No,
I
she
caught her this
hasn't.
morning.
She didn't do what Buster done. Bella.
But
Good
anyway,
dog. Buster does what he wants.
my rose, right, that work bought me, I've repotted it and everything yesterday. Put it in a nice pot.
Yeah, even Ash said, don't blame Bella, Miss Torms. Don't blame Bella. Bella gets the blame for everything. Morning, Stan, John Kendra,
No, she doesn't.
Amanda. Yes, she does.
Bella's my baby.
And also, don't blame her.
But they peed me off.
She hasn't done nothing.
They won't leave my rose alone, and
She meant Buster.
just looked out.
Just looked out.
Right, while I was making a brew before I came in. My plant pot's on its side. Buster's got the frigging rose plant chewing it to bits. Fuming I am.
Should put it in the front garden then.
I'm gonna.
Do you want me to put it in the front garden?
I'll do it in a bit.
Light, please.
Yeah, they got it. Well, they've had it twice. Twice they've had it, the little twat bags they are.
Bella hasn't had it.
Yes, she has.
No, she hasn't had it.
She was the one who got it first and took it from the gate to the middle of the frigging garden and split the frigging thing that it came in.
She said, Bella! She's only negative. She's only looking.
See?
She wasn't, man.
Blue-eyed Bella is just as bad as blue-eyed
She had blue eyes when she was a pup, didn't she?
Can you tell who Tom's favourite is?
Both of them. I love them both. I love them both to bits.
Little bastards they are.
I love them both. Where is he anyway, Fat Man do?
He's sulking by my feet because I shouted at him. Oh, spray it with vinegar, does that work? I'll do that. I just hope it grows now after the...
We're buying over one, man.
Yeah, but that was a present.
Yeah, the dog's lovely.
Yeah, they are, but they annoy me at times.
Bella's in the world of her own in that garden. Bella, leave it! Bella!
So Bella doesn't touch it, does she not?
She was sniffing it.
I caught her trying to eat it eating the compost yesterday.
See, that's all you have to say. Leave it, and she'll leave it. She knows this.
Till she thinks you're not looking. Yeah, I'm going to move it to the front garden where the dogs don't go. Then hopefully it might have a chance.
So I've been up since 8:30 this morning. I haven't touched my phone till I swear I haven't even touched my phone. I haven't even looked at my memories on Facebook. Actually,
I might have to try that.
I've just had a look there. Sent us a message because I'd inboxed it. I haven't touched my phone since last night.
I don't know what they're after. If it's like, I think Buster just likes chewing the rose to bits. You know, the plant. It hasn't flowered yet.
So I got an inbox at 9:15. Oh no, never. I seen it and went to their thing. Oh fucking hell! I thought I'd sent that message. So I haven't been on my phone since last night. So I'd done that shout out to Ash, shared it on my Facebook, and put my phone down, and I picked it up this morning. And that's fucking shit off of me. So what I've been doing is I've been watching Narcos. I've watched the Narcos. I think I've watched that one.
We have.
Have I watched that one that I'm sat watching?
Oh, right, I have to remember that. See, I'm all new to this gardening malarkey. But I'm going to move it to the front anyway, so hopefully it'll have a chance.
Our mum had a fucking, still has as well, been there since we were kids. Grows in the summer and then fucks off. Panini rolls, I think. Panini rolls. Fucking lovely. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight in at the 20th of March. What's your small babe? Do you want to read yours first? Go on then. Oh, it's about higher power today. Some people don't like higher powers.
Letting go of false pride is mine. What's going on when we say that some things aren't good enough for us? Some of us feel that if we can't win at work or romance or sports, we won't even play.
Oh.
This is called false pride. If we are operating with false pride, chances are we'll also refuse help from others, the very help that might save our lives. If we can't accept anything from anybody, how can we expect to recognise and receive God's gifts to us? We need to work on false pride.
Bella!
Accepting little things from others. Am I letting go of false pride?
Bella! She's not near you, plant. I'm just shouting. Bella! She's looking at the door, thinking I'm coming out.
Morning, Paul. Morning, Jade.
I should do, you know what I should do with Bella? I should do with agility. I'm doing something with that. Looks like the brain doing nothing with her. Oh, something's blown. She's got her eyes on it. Look at her. Look at where she stood watching.
Went outside for a cup of coffee this morning. Bella was straight up giving me cuddles.
Bella! What's this? Are you ready?
She knows you're winding her up.
Morning, Paul Kid. What's happening? I'll tell you what's happening. It's March the 20th. What's happening? And it's higher power. So most of us have no trouble in admitting that our addiction had become a destructive force in our lives. Our best efforts resulted in ever greater destruction and despair. At some point, we realized that we needed help. We needed the help of some power greater than our addiction. What's that? Oh, I know what a fucking book, babe. Book now. I know what a book looks like, but I'm saying, what book? Ah, there comes trouble. Right, so most of us know without a doubt that our lives have been filled with destruction. Learning that we have a disease called addiction helps us understand the source or cause of this destruction. We can recognize addiction as a power that has worked devastation. What's that say? Devastation?
Yeah.
Work devastation in our lives. When we take the first step, we admit that the destructive force of addiction is bigger than we are. We are powerless over it. At this point, our only hope is to find some power greater than the force of our addiction, a power bent on preserving life, not ending it. We don't have to understand it or even name it. We only have to believe that there could be such a higher power. The belief that what?
Benevolent.
Ooh. Benevolent power greater than our addiction just might exist. Give us enough hope to stay clean a day at a time. Just for today, I believe in the possibility of some power that's bigger than my addiction. So you don't even have to believe, just that could be, might be, possibly. I believe there's definitely a power fucking greater than me, my addiction, because the amount of times I woke up in an ambulance fucking dead.
How can you wake up dead, you moron?
Because I was
Yeah, but if you're dead,
I was spiritually dead, man.
Right. But just for clarity for the chat,
I was spiritually fucking gone, baby. I've even been sat watching Narcos this morning and thinking, and this is the truth, you know, this is why my thinking goes, do I want to live a good life? Or should I just live the life I know? Not drugs, but like making money. Do you know what I mean? I can make money like that. No, I can. I can. Do you know what I mean?
You turned around to me this morning and said, shall we live in Colombia?
No, I said if I lived in Colombia, I'd have been like fucking Pablo, man. I'd have been I'd have been a, what you call it, I'd have been a hustler. Or in Jamaica, I'd have been a hustler, man.
Yeah, but how do you know that's a good life?
Because I fucking lived the hustle life.
And was it good?
No, because I'd done it wrong. I put substances in me, but if I didn't put the substances in me, I
But
couldn't
do you
make it.
really think
Listen,
that
babe,
it's possible for an addict to live that lifestyle without putting substances in?
as long as you stay away from the drugs and don't sell drugs, maybe. I don't think so, no.
No,
But it's good to think something like that. It's
No,
nice.
it's not. It's unhealthy to think like that. What's good to think is, I've got the opportunity with YouTube
Fuck YouTube, man.
to earn an honest living. I've got the opportunity to go and do a HGV.
Yeah.
and
Oh, I
earn
need to
honest money.
phone him. Fucking phone me the other day, and the
Do you
phone
know
was
what
on
I mean?
silent.
That's what's good to think.
I need to
Not,
phone him.
I'll start hustling, because karma will always bite you in the ass in the end. If you
Well, you look at the fucking, I look at people out there, man. Fucking hell, I know. Fucking driving about in fucking Ferraris and that, man. Come off my estate. Yeah, but that's, well, anyway, it is what it is.
That's material bullshit. You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
I know. But I've been fucking living on this life since 2012. So to speak. But yeah, I'm not going to do it anyway. Sometimes you just think it, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to do it now anyway.
You see, it's that constant.
Yes, even Jade's saying at least you get a live a fun and fast life that way.
But is it really fun looking over your shoulder all the time?
I know.
If you really, really think about it.
But there is ways to make money without being dodgy.
If you really sit and think about it, sometimes we glorify it.
That's why I need to get the meetings, me. I know I need to start going back to
We sit there and we glorify, and we only remember the good times. Remember them frigging times when you were sat there wishing you were frigging dead because you couldn't cope anymore.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that was the drugs, that babe.
Yeah, but they go hand in hand. You can't separate one without the other. Because as soon as you start doing stuff like that, the drugs are there, the alcohol's there. They go hand in hand.
What, you're on, Ash? How much are you on now, kid? Get on. Go on, mate. You were only 50 off, weren't you?
You're always looking over your shoulder.
25.
You never know who you've harmed along the way. You don't care who you've harmed along the way, and then frigging there's all the retaliation and frigging.
Ash, drop your link.
Do you know what I mean? It's not worth it.
I know, but it's sometimes where your head goes, isn't it?
I know, but it's important for you and the chat to realise that when we start glorifying all that lifestyle, it's important to pull yourself back and remember.
I know, but I was only sharing my head went, babe.
I know, and I'm just having a conversation with you.
I know, but don't be worrying, because I'm not doing that.
Well, no, I think it's important for people in the chat as well, because all our heads can go there sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? All our heads can like glorify it and think, oh yeah, wouldn't it be nice if blah, 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 you know.
I know, look at what's just happened, Vanna.
You need to really remember, you know, exactly where it takes you.
Belbo! She keeps fucking putting her head down that hole. We're gonna have to fill them holes, that man. She's fucking digging a hole in that garden there. Belbo!
But that's what I mean. The more we glorify it, the more likely we are to succumb. You know, for me, there was a saying, always remember your last use or your last drunk. Remember how you felt and where it took you.
I'm going to drop Ash's link.
You know, because like, when you remember that last one, that's usually where you were using against your will, where you'd had enough, but you didn't know how to stop. And, you know, it's always remember where it took you, not the gut. Because, you know, we'd be lying if we sat here and said there weren't some good times, you know, at the start, because for people like us, drugs and alcohol served a purpose at one point. You know, the numb that pain, we had fun, we went out partying, raving, whatever, you know, but it always took us to that sad, lonely, lost place. And that's what's important to remember, because if you remember the glory days, if you like, quite likely we're going to go back and find ourselves worse than we were before.
Asha, have you got any, sorry babe, have you got any subs from last night since I've done that video and since you left that video out? So there's Ash Phillips's. If you haven't seen his content, I swear down, he's fucking one of the big hitters in the auditing community. Believe 10,000 subs nearly tells you that. One of the big hitters. He does a wicked silent audit as well. He's class.
Because Jay,
Class.
but when you're in early recovery, you know, we do tell ourselves that because we're kind of in that limbo stage. Where you're not using, but you haven't created that new life yet, so you're kind of stuck in that limbo. And moving forward, there's a lot of fear attached. Now, fear can stand for two things: fuck everything and run. You know, go to the life we know because it's comfortable, or face everything and recover, which is really uncomfortable and really scary.
Yeah, but you're reducing on your meth.
You're still reducing on your meth, and it does get easier when, you know, when you're not on anything, you know, like that. Because at the moment you're still putting a substance in you really to make you feel normal, and while you're reducing, you know, you'll have them uncomfortable feelings, and, you know, your head will still be going, and, you know, but as you're reducing, all your emotions are coming back at the same time, you know, and you're feeling that fear, and, you know, it's all new, it's all uncomfortable, you don't really know which way to turn. So for people like us, you know, them substances are like a massive comfort blanket, you know, and that's what we know, and that's what's comfortable to us. As much as it's uncomfortable and we don't want to be there, it's what we know. And what we know is sometimes like getting a snuggly blanket round us, because we've done it for years. That's how we've coped with them emotions, with that fear, with that uncertainty, is to use our drug of choice. You know, and anything that's kind of out of the ordinary, like having your bathroom done, can send us into a bit of a panic, thinking, oh my God, this isn't my normal routine, what do I do? You know, and how we deal with things like that historically is to use, and you're in that time frame now where you're trying to learn to do something new. Oh, thank you. You know, but it does get easier, you know, the more things you go through, Jade, you know, that are out of your comfort zone, the stronger your recovery you'll get. You know, each day you don't use, you will get stronger, and then foundations of your recovery will get stronger and stronger. And morning, Michael. And sometimes our biggest growth happens when we are at our most uncomfortable. You know, them days where we just have to cling on and think, right, I'm not going to use. Hey, Marco. But it does get better. And, you know, you will go from strength to strength in your recovery, you know, and the more experiences you get through in life, the stronger you'll become. And then one day you'll be sat where I am, you know, teaching people how to get through them situations. You know, your journey will someday be part of somebody else's survival guide and just cling on to that. You know, because, you know, let's face it, everybody in here has got experiences what can help others, whether it be with substance use, mental health. You know, we've all been through things that may help others in that who are struggling in that situation. Babe, you sit you out. I'll go and grab some.
Oh,
I've got loads of.
got loads to do today. Oi, oi! Michael, respect. Yeah, sometimes it's what we know. Like, I was thinking like that this morning because, you know what? Truth be known, it's fucking my default setting. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm sat watching Narcos. You know what I mean? Think that can make money. Oi, oi, Lord E. Andy W. I need to get back to meetings, mate. Definitely need to get back to meetings. Don't need, well, I do. I want to go back. I want to go back, man. I want to go back to meetings. But I was a big personality in there last time I was there, man. I'm not going to do that this time. I was fucking brutal sometimes, looking back. You know what I mean? I'm going to be fucking relaxed, but I can't do relaxed. I don't know what relaxed is, man. Never been relaxed in my life. Saying that, I wasn't like that in CA. You know what I mean? Because I know why. I know why. Jealous, isn't it, man? I think I can fucking make a life like that. Not jealous in the using sense. Bella! I'm thinking money, but not with drugs. Because when I went to fucking our house, man, back in, I don't know, it was 97, no, 2007, I think it was. I think. Anyway, or two, I don't fucking know. Definitely wasn't 97 because Clifford was still alive. And he died 99. Might have been early 2000s, anyway. And I come home, man, fucking. I left there clean. Definitely wasn't serene. And I left there with a fucking only thing I took out of that was they're full of shit in there, them fucking hour and all that shit, man. And meetings. I went back to meeting. I went back to Monday night meeting because he used to take us to Monday night meeting every year. It was a massive meeting. And now I went back. I drove back with no license. No insurance. I drove all the way back to fucking Scarborough. And sat in that, when I think about it, I should go to that meeting and make amends, man. I sat in that meeting, said, as most of you will know, I was in fucking that house and all that. And I've left there, man. Fucking full of shit, man. I've left there and I'm not doing heroin. I'm just smoking a bit of ganja. I'm alright, man. And I was fucking selling drugs. Fucking big gold chain on, driving about in an Audi 90, thinking I was fucking Tupac, man. Do you know what I mean? The message I must have fucking put in that meeting that night, because fucking that's where I house. Take all the fucking people in that rehab, and I'm sat there saying, you can go and smoke, can't you, man? Look at me, driving about now, do you know? I had fucking didn't have 2 pennies to scratch my ass when I left here. You know what I mean? Bad shit, man.
I couldn't find what I wanted to, but I've found a couple of other things.
So, yeah.
Hey, Rick. So this first one I'm going to read, it's just a bit of a poem, and it's My Declaration of Self-Esteem by Virginia Satir.
Satir, you get that out of Chinese, man. I don't like it, but I don't think. Anyway, I've never had it, but okay. Oh, and over to you, baby.
And it was written in 1975.
What the hell? I was just what month?
It doesn't say what.
Well, it doesn't say, but I might not have even been born, or I might have been fucking 9 months old. Who knows? We'll have to get in contact with her and ask her. Oh, then, babe, over to you. Sorry.
I am me. In all the world, there is no one else exactly like me. Everything that comes out of me is authentically me, because I alone choose it. I own everything about me, my body, my feelings, my mouth, my voice, all my actions, whether they be to others or myself. I own my fantasies, my dreams, my hopes, my fears. I own all my triumphs and successes, all my failures and mistakes, because I own all of me. I can become intimately acquainted with me. By doing so, I can love me and be friendly with me in all my parts. I know there are aspects about myself that puzzle me and other aspects that I don't know. But as long as I am friendly and loving to myself, I can courageously and hopefully look for solutions to the puzzles and for ways to find out more about me. However I look and sound, whatever I say and do, and whatever I think and feel at any given moment in time is authentically me. If later some parts of how I looked, sounded, thought and felt turn out to be unfitting, I can discard that which is unfitting, keep the rest and invest something new for that which I discarded. I can see, hear, feel, think, say and do. I have the tools to survive, to be close to others, to be productive, to make sense and order out of the world of people and things outside of me. I own me and therefore I can engineer me. I am me and I am okay. So yeah, first you can see how tatty it is. First got that given in rehab, so it's quite old, that bit of paper. But I think for me, when I first heard it, it was quite inspirational, you know, because we're all different, we're all unique, and we're all okay.
But we've all got similarities, addicts.
Yeah, we've all got similarities, but what we think, what we feel, what we say, you know, is us, and that's okay. But the things that no longer fit with us, especially when you're getting into recovery and stuff, some of the old parts don't fit. We can discard them and create something new.
Nicely.
We don't have to be stuck
Nicely.
in that place. You know, we do have the ability to change and adapt. And have we done this before?
I don't think so.
So we're going to go to Terence Gorski again. We all know I love Terence Gorski. And this was written in 1999.
Make me one, Ash. 99, my mate died in 99. My best mate, like my best mate, Clifford, had an overdose. Went at, I'll tell you the story. Let me tell the story before you do this. So he went at Phoenix House in North Shields for the second time. This was. He got to the point in the programme where he could come home on a weekend. He's looking healthy. He used to come home on a weekend to see his mum and that, his brother's sister. And they were going to Turkey. So he come home early, end up using with his sister's boyfriend, who we all used to knock about with, and died. Didn't even make 2000. I remember New Year's Eve 2000. So when fucking hell, Clifford, you didn't even see it. Didn't even see you to a millennium, man. Anyway, over to you, baby. What the fuck's that doing that? I was.
No.
Have you been checking the addiction lab emails?
Yes, checked them this morning. So, Denial Checklist by Terence T. Gorski.
Shut up, when? Wait there. Well, I've just been told one of me fucking I used to graft like fuck. What's on? When, Michael? Swear down the other day I felt right as though I was like that someone else's dad and I didn't know it was. I swear down, mate. And no one had told me, you know. When was this, Michael? Darren, I remember when he called him Darren, you know, Tonka. I remember when I thought Tonka. Fucking hell, man. Dennis. I'm surprised. I meant no, they called him Dennis, not Darren. I'm surprised he lived as long as he did. He was off it. He used to creep their dad's bedroom when they used to go out. Their dad used to go down the club every night with their mum. Come back mortally. And their dad had a good job in ICI and that, man. And Tonka used to fucking creep him every night, man. We used to get wrecked.
Anyway, what you
True
glorifying?
story. I'm not glorifying his fucking memories, man. I can't help about memories, man. Tonka's dead, man.
I know, but that can be done offline, them conversations. This is Addiction Live. We're trying to help people with recovery.
I know. I didn't even know that, though. No, that was a shock. Look at what she's done! You plant spot, babe.
She's got me rose again. But no, it wasn't Bella. No, it's okay. It's just he goes off on a tangent. I wish I had a dungeon to put him in sometimes. Got a shed. I'll have to get a padlock for it, won't I? No, he goes off on a tangent and starts going on about all these different stories that's maybe not appropriate for this channel. And he needs pulling back every now and again. Yeah, Bella's just pulled me rose over now. You know, when he was saying, it's not Bella. Freaking lock him in the shed with some porridge and water. He's moving it round the front now.
Get in there.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just took it out the front now. Yeah, but where it's in a nice pot. But it's supposed to smell nice. So I thought, oh, I'll keep it in the back garden. But the dogs have other ideas.
Cow. There's me saying it's not you.
I'll wait for him to get back before I do this one. Because I'd be curious to see how many he can do as well.
Well, don't start that while I come back.
If you just leave it for now, I'll sort it out in a bit, babe.
I'm sorting it out. I'm going to go and wash my hands now, though.
Hiya, Ralphie lad. Freaking dogs there, who'd have them? Go on, Amanda. But just waiting for in, and then we'll get on to our denial checklist by Terence T. Gorski. You know, I've done a few things by him. Really clever guy. Wrote some amazing things on addiction and recovery. Yeah, always got said to me, acceptance is the key. You know, if we can accept the situation, if we can change it, great. If we can't, accept it. You know, and if we can learn to accept situations for as they are, you know, it's half the battle, isn't it? Go on, Andy W. How's the, have you got a name for your new dog yet? Morning, local. Hope you're well. I'm glad you stayed safe yesterday. No, it's hard, isn't it, sometimes? You've got to try not let it affect you so much. Hiya, UK Transparency. Good to see ya. I'm just waiting for him to get back. The dogs have trashed me rose that I've just had bought for me off my work colleagues. Yeah, it was a present off my work colleagues from when I left, and they keep trashing it, and it's driving me insane. So we've moved it to the front now. Yeah, I think we're going to get out tomorrow. I've not seen Uncle JJ yet this morning. But yeah, I think we're going to try and get out again tomorrow as well. I don't know where though, but we'll wake up, get ready. Yeah, definitely. And I think for me as well, Michael, it's about doing that reflection and building up that self-awareness as well, to know what your old thinking is and what your triggers are, and learning to change, building up that self-esteem and that self-worth, and you know, and remembering we're all works in progress. You know, that's important as well. None of us are perfect, and we're all human, and all humans make mistakes. But what's important is how we learn from them mistakes, and not that we fall, but how we pick ourselves up. I think there's a quote on Rocky of all things, but I love the film Rocky, and it's something like nothing's gonna. No, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, because nothing's gonna hit you as hard as life. But you've just got to keep getting up and moving forward. Somewhere along them lines, anyway. but it's a really good quote. Where's the number, did he?
Every 2 seconds.
Definitely, Ash, and we can learn from other people's mistakes, our mistakes, and our successes as well. I think we tend to forget about that. Because I know for me in early recovery, it was when I started being successful, it scared the shit out of me because I wasn't used to it. When people started saying nice things and paying me compliments and telling me I've done well, that was alien to me, and it felt so uncomfortable. And we could learn from that as well. Learn to take them compliments and that praise, and
Right, tell you what, you're not allowed to make coffee no more.
Why?
Because you keep getting coffee in the sugar, it's done my head in. Well, you're not allowed to make your coffee, I mean. I'll do my own.
It's fine by me.
If you're up, you can make your own. Obviously, rather than best, you can make your own.
I'll just wake you up at 6:30 in the morning so you can make me coffee. That's absolutely fine by me, babe.
You won't be up at 6:30 no more.
Still got to wake Kingston up.
Yeah, 7:12.
I'll just lie in bed so you can bring coffee up to me. That's absolutely fine.
I can do that all day long for you, princess. 7 days a week as well. All the way at our hole.
Yeah, I used to be like that, Michael, or say, I got it from a charity shop.
Got what from a charity shop?
He's on about if someone says, that's a nice top. And he'll say, yeah, it's from Primark or whatever. I used to say that, back in the day, I got it from a charity shop, £2, bargain, instead of just saying thanks.
Yeah.
See, I don't take sugar in my coffee. I'm sweet enough, but I've got coffee in the sugar pot. Oops.
No, you put coffee in the sugar pot.
That's what I just said.
You said you put sugar in the coffee?
No, I said I put coffee in the sugar.
Put sugar in the coffee in the sugar. You did. No, but it does my head in that. Small things and all that. Oh, but yeah, I'm back in town.
See, I'm like...
Shut the shit down.
I'm like
I'm
that.
a clown. I'm sorry, right, we're going to do the...
See, I can be like that with jam. If somebody...
Oh, there's not, because it'll make the jam go off that.
I hate it if somebody, puts butter on the toast and then puts the butter knife in the jam. It drives me insane.
Are you gay? Transparency.
But I'm not bothered about coffee and the sugar. Because I don't take sugar, so... If I have cereal, I put honey on it, so no skin off my nose, that. Right, so are we ready, guys?
We were born
so
ready.
This is the denial checklist, and even if you haven't had substance misuse issues, we can all have denial. So what I want you to do, as I'm reading them out, check how many that you can fall into, what traps, and then I'll explain them further. So there's 12 altogether. So this is the denial checklist. So check as many as needed. It's not just one, it's however many you can.
Me too. Have you tried it?
Yeah.
Like toast and the butter. No, don't allow breadcrumbs in the butter.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
1, avoidance. I'll talk about anything but my real problems. Don't forget to mark them off if you've got them. Absolute denial. No, not me. I don't have problems. Minimizing. My problems aren't that bad.
Or it's not as bad as you were making out. Isn't it? That's minimising.
Rationalising.
What, so if we didn't do that, I wouldn't have done that. Is that
If you-
rationalising?
I can't find if I can't find a good enough reason for my problems, I won't have to deal with them. Blaming.
So is that rationalisation when I've just said, if you didn't say that, I wouldn't have done it? Yeah, I'll do that then. What number are you on now?
5.
I've got all 4 then, what you said.
Blaming.
That was a big one of mine.
If I can prove that my problems are not my fault, I won't have to deal with them. 6. Comparing. Showing that others are worse than me proves that I don't have serious problems. Compliance. I'll pretend to do what you want if you'll leave me alone. Manipulating. I'll only admit that I have a problem if you agree to solve them for me.
I'm a big manipulator. Can be.
Flight into health. Feeling better means I'm cured. So that's like, if you're feeling better, like you're cured, so you can go and use again because you're fixed and you won't be an addict no more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Recovery by fear. Being scared of my problems will make them go away. I'm guilty of that.
No.
I like to bury my head in the sand. Strategic hopelessness. Since nothing works, I don't have to try. And I think we've all been guilty of that at some
I
point.
haven't.
So how long were you in NA?
14 years. Early 2000s.
So there wasn't a time in that period, oh, it doesn't work, so I'm not trying.
Well, sort of, but I hadn't even tried it all.
But I know, but that's the lies we tell ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because denial, a good way for me to remember denial is don't even know I am lying, because our brains are that powerful. You know, we can convince ourselves that that's the truth, and we don't realise at the time when we're in denial that we're lying to ourselves.
True.
Do you know what I mean? And that's how powerful our subconscious can be. Democratic disease state. I have the right to destroy myself and no one has the right to stop me.
Wait there. Go on then.
And that is denial itself, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
What you just said. Basically, don't talk about, don't look at it, then it doesn't exist.
You know?
Or it's not as big as it.
And then convincing yourself because you don't do the other stuff anymore, it's okay and blah blah blah. You know. So it might do you both some good to really look at that denial.
Get some drug services and
You know. For me, it's not about being weak. It's
yeah, I know, but some people do think that.
Yeah.
I know what he's saying.
And I get what you're saying, but for me, when I think back to the early days, them substances served a purpose, you know, and at one point they worked. At one point
They were a solution to your problem, weren't they?
And at one point it was fun, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's all bad, because at one point they worked, and then my brain latched onto that, saying if you feel like this, do this because it works, you know. And
but it doesn't work really.
It doesn't, but at the time
you think it does. You trick yourself. You think it's working.
I think,
even in the early days, it doesn't work, because at the end of the day, you're putting that in, whatever that substance was, and it's taking you out of your head. Right?
And that's what I wanted at the time, so it worked.
But when it's taking you out of your head in the early days, you don't see the problems that it's creating, that's sneaking up on you.
And that's what I'm saying. But in them very first early days, it served a purpose and it worked. That's why he ended up an addict.
But you thought it worked. But really, did it?
it's only when you get into recovery and you start reflecting that you realise
that it didn't work.
Well, no, it did serve a purpose in their
It
early
served a
days,
purpose,
but not everybody took it to the length that I did.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If I could have just had one or two drinks,
Phone me back.
if I could just have like them one or two drinks or them one or two spliffs, you know, it wouldn't have been an issue. I wouldn't have been an addict, but my brain, my subconscious grabbed hold of that because it served a purpose. It took away that pain. It took away that noise in my head, you know. And for me, trauma was the gateway for my substance use. And because I couldn't deal with that trauma and all that noise and all that stuff going on in my head, the drug served a purpose in stopping that for a while. And it's only after, you know, a long time when I'd suffered even more that I realised, hang on a minute, you know, this isn't great. This, you know, this is now causing me more pain than it's becoming part of the problem rather than the solution. Because at first it was a solution, but then it became the problem. You know, but yeah, the recovery process is difficult and long, and you know, and a lot of people find it difficult, you know, to go through that process because it can be painful, but it is so worth it at the end of the day. And for me, it's like all that noise in my head. It was hard, really, really hard. You know, and as I was saying before, it's important to remember, you know, exactly where them drugs and alcohol took you, because we all have that voice in our head that can say, oh yeah, remember the good times, remember when you were out raving and you had a mint laugh and blah blah blah. And you know, that's why I think it's important, you know, that if we do start glorifying it or remembering the good old days, you know, we help each other rein it back in and remind each other, you know, where it took us, you know, where we were sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you know, it got to a point where I couldn't even look at myself in a mirror because I was so ashamed of myself. I felt so guilty and I hated myself, you know. And it got to a point where I was like homeless, sleeping in a church doorway. I had a bottle of cider for company, you know, that strong, cheap white stuff. And I was just crying my eyes out because I didn't want to do it anymore. You know, I'd lost everything. And that was the turning point for me. I wish it had have happened a lot sooner, but unfortunately for me, that for me was the crux of it. It was pouring down with rain. I was freezing. I was soaking. There was nowhere like else sheltered where I could go that was a bit warmer. You know, sat there in the freezing cold all night just drinking, you know, crying my eyes out. It got to 6 o'clock in the morning, then I could go in the public toilets to like try and warm myself up under the hand dryers. And yeah, it was then that I decided to go to the local drug service, and I broke down and I said I can't do this anymore, and started really putting in that effort to change. Been all right.
Everything's laughing. What are you talking about?
Just a bit of my journey.
Oh, fucking cold.
And it's, you know, whatever helps you, isn't it? UK transparency, you know. You know, and everybody has their own reasons. Yeah, definitely that.
Yeah, we like to travel, didn't we? Don't we?
You know, I finally heard that inner voice that I'd been blanking out for so long. As it, you know, just say there's more to life than this. You've got to do something. And it was quite funny on my last day at work. Because I actually worked with my old key worker.
Oh, Rolf.
No, Craig.
Oh, yeah.
And he came to my like leaving do thing, and we were on about what a journey it had been, and how long we'd been like working together, and I'd gone from him being
Bella!
my key worker
Bella!
to supervising me as a volunteer to becoming a work colleague. Hiya, Evie, good to see you.
Well, I.
So it was like went the full kind of circle, and he even mentioned about the time where I went into his office and I just broke down and said I couldn't do it anymore, and next thing you know they're all running around helping me get to rehab and stuff, you know. So pretty much wouldn't be where I am today without the drug service. So how many did you have on the checklist then?
How many did you read?
12.
Well, I didn't either. I was only here for 5.
You weren't?
I was.
No, you weren't.
Oh, well, I must have been thinking about other stuff. Then I had 5.
So
What I can remember.
I'll go into a bit more of an explanation about all of them for you. So avoidance. I say to myself.
Yeah, so when you're telling them like this, I'll tell you about I do. I did. I can still.
I'll talk about
Ralphie lad. Sorry, babe.
I'll talk about anything but my real problems. Somewhere deep inside me, I'm afraid that I might have a problem with alcohol or drugs that is hurting me and those I care about. But when I don't think or talk about it, I feel okay. So I think about other things to try and keep people from prying into my life where they don't belong. My drinking and drugging is private and no one has the right to know anything about it. If someone asks about it, I change the subject and start talking about other things that have nothing to do with my drinking or drugging. If nothing else works, I'll start an uproar by creating a bad crisis and making sure they get sucked into it. If all else fails, I'll play dumb and pretend that I don't know what they're talking about. Hiya, Ralphie lad.
Bella's fucking mad, I swear. I'm just watching her, man. I've watched Bella all day, mate.
You have got such a short attention span.
I know, because she got me attention, that's why.
No, but you should be listening.
Sorry.
You might learn something.
Right, start again.
No. I won't.
Sorry.
Just stop being disruptive.
I was fucking sat quiet.
Take the cotton wool out your frigging ears and shove it in your mouth. You might actually learn something.
Okay. But when it comes to recovery, I know.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You don't know everything.
I don't know everything, you're right. I didn't say that.
So you might learn something.
Buster's running about like a man there, I swear down.
See what I mean?
Not what did you... Oh, God.
I'll sit you in a corner with your back against the window if you carry on.
Look at him. You're missing him. He's a little character as well.
Friggin' hell.
Go on then. Sorry.
You will be if you carry on.
Right. I'm all attention. I can't help it. I've got a small fucking attention span.
But you can work on it.
Well, I'm trying now.
But you're not.
I am.
The slightest thing that catches your attention, you're off.
Well, I can't help it if something fucking catches me vision.
Yeah, but you can keep your mouth shut and bring yourself back.
I was sat staring out the window, but babe.
Well, you should.
Bro, I was going to call you bro.
But you should be sat listening at this.
I was. But then Buster, here he comes, caught me attention. Well, Bella first. You get me into trouble, fat man.
No, you're getting yourself into trouble. Stop the blame game. Absolute denial.
Nicely.
I say to myself, no, not me. I don't have a problem. When others try to corner me, I tell the big lie. I say I don't have a problem with alcohol or drugs. No, not me. Absolutely not. I don't drink too much. I don't use drugs. I'm not addicted. I never get sick or have problems because of drinking or drugging. I'm so good at convincing other people that there is nothing wrong that sometimes I actually start believing it myself. When they believe my story, a part of me feels really good because I beat them. Another small part of me feels disappointed. There is a small part that wants others to know what's really happening. There is a small, scared part inside of me that wants help. I used to be a master at that. I'd convince myself that I didn't have a problem because I'd swap from one drug to another. When things were getting too bad and, I was starting to use on a daily.
See, what it is, see that there, I didn't, what it is, right, listen, I couldn't. And when I went to rehab, I used to see, like, a lot of alcoholics used to go, being that denial. Like, I wasn't alcoholic, didn't know I was alcoholic. I couldn't deny it. Fucking hell, I woke up and I was bad. Do you know what I mean? There was no way I could deny being a drug addict because I woke up and I was rattling. So I knew. I fucking knew I was.
Even when I woke up bad and rattling, I'd just take a different drug.
Well, that wouldn't have worked.
Sometimes it did.
Like what? So you could take Amphet, right? You can be rattling, take Amphet off. Take Amphet, right? Take your rattle off for fucking not even 5 minutes and it's coming back tenfold. Because I tried that. Coming back tenfold.
I'm just sharing my journey.
No, but the cannabis, I mean, did it do that for you? I mean, not cannabis.
If you took enough of it.
Yeah, I just took like a fiver fucking thing, I think.
But, for me, that's how I denied things, is...
So you substituted?
Yeah. And I'd convince myself, well, I haven't got a problem with it because I've stopped taking that now and I'm not taking heroin anymore. I'm smoking 100 quid's worth of crack a day. So I'm not an addict. Do you know what I mean? Or I'd say I'm not an addict because I haven't got a methadone prescription. And that was...
You were never on a script, were you?
No. It didn't matter that I was buying illicit subbies. I'd still convince myself that I wasn't an addict or illicit diazepam or whatever because it wasn't prescribed to me from a drug service. I wasn't an addict. And that's how I'd convince myself.
See, I don't know. I just knew, mate. I knew. I woke up, I was bad. There was no way I could lie. My fucking... I didn't do that. I didn't say, no, not me. I knew I was. I knew I was fucked.
I think deep down, I wanted to tell people the truth and I wanted that help, but I was scared.
I knew I was fucked, mate.
But I think for me, because there was social service involvement and stuff like that, I was petrified to get put on a script.
And now look, social services are involved and we've got our Kingston in our care. How mad's that? Oh. And back then, would you ever thought that was possible?
And now
look what's possible.
They've took him off child protection and reduced it to child in need.
And he won't be on that long now, though.
So minimising. I say to myself, my problems aren't that bad. Sometimes my alcohol and drug problems get so bad that I can't convince myself or others that I don't have a problem. When this happens, I minimise. I make the problems seem smaller than they really are. Yes, I had a small problem with drinking and drugging, but it only happened that once. It will never happen again. Besides, the problem wasn't as bad as people think it is. I think we've all minimised our using from time to time. It's pretty self-explanatory. Rationalising. I say to myself, if I can't find enough reasons for my problems, I won't. If I can find a good enough reason for my problems, I won't have to deal with them. I try to explain away my alcohol and drug problems by making up good explanations for why I drink and what's really causing my problems. Sometimes I'll pretend to know a lot about alcoholism and addiction so other people will think that I know too much to have a problem. The truth is that I rarely, if ever, apply what I know to myself or my own problems, and I think that's really important because some of us, like, if we do know a lot, if we have got a lot of experience with the tools of recovery, we can talk, but for me, recovery is all about the action.
Yeah.
You can't read yourself well. You can't, knowledge doesn't keep you well. It's action that keeps you well.
You need knowledge, but you're right what you're saying.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's good to have
It's
the
that
knowledge.
action that.
But if you don't apply the knowledge.
Yeah, if you don't put that knowledge into action, you ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I get that. See, I used to do that, mate, I still can. Like, I want to help the next man. You know what I mean? When I'm helping the next man, I'm not looking at me. So is that the now?
Can be.
Or is that the rescuer / persecutor?
Hi, Nigel. And,
Oi.
we can all do that. Knowledge doesn't keep you well if you don't apply it.
I know.
So comparing, I say to myself, showing that others are worse than me proves that I don't have serious problems. I start to focus on other people instead of myself. I find others who have more serious alcohol and drug problems than I do and compare myself to them. I tell myself that I can't be addicted because I'm not as bad as they are. I know what an addict is. An addict is somebody who drinks and drugs a lot more than I do. An addict is someone who has a lot more alcohol and drug related problems than I do. An addict is someone who is not like me. I tell myself that I can't be addicted because there are other people who have worse problems with alcohol and drugs than I do. And I used to do that all the time, and it was all the yets. Well, I'm not an addict because I haven't injected. That was a yet, because I did end up, at least I'm not as bad as them because they do, they do it 10 times a day. And it's all yets, whenever we're comparing ourselves, always put yet there, because in my experience, if you continue on that path, all them yets will happen eventually.
Yeah, I try not to say never, because I've done all the nevers. But I did used to say, he's worse than me. I'm not as bad as that. Not to tell myself I wasn't an addict, just I used to think I haven't done this crimes, or I haven't done as much jail, or.
But that's all like.
But I still knew I was an addict, though. If that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't as bad as some, but I was worse than others. Do you know what I mean?
But in that denial pattern, thinking like that, you can tell yourself that you're not as bad as them, when really you should be comparing your use to anybody's.
I know, but why do we then?
Because it's a way of our brain having us over to keep us stuck there. We're not as bad as them, so we're all right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I might be an addict, but I'm not as bad as them.
Yep, true story.
Compliance. I say to myself, I'll pretend to do what you want if you'll leave me alone. I start going through the motions of getting help. I do what I'm told, no more and no less. I become compliant and promise to do things just to get people off my back. I find excuses for not following through. When I get caught, I tell people that I did the best that I could. I blame them for not giving me enough help. I tell people how sorry I am, and I ask for another chance and make another half-hearted commitment, and the cycle of compliance starts all over again. In my old job, we came across this numerous times a day, where people would say they wanted help but weren't willing to do the work, or they'd miss appointments and stuff all the time. And then they'd apologise and say they'll try and never did. And if they didn't get well, they blamed you, when really they weren't turning up for their appointments.
Fancy man, it's not good. What do you want me to?
So manipulating. I say to myself, I'll only admit that I have problems if you agree to solve them for me. When my alcohol and drug problems box me into a corner, I start to manipulate. I try to use the people who want to help me. I try to get them to handle all of my problems and then get them to leave me alone so I can keep drinking and drugging. I'll let them help me, but only if they do it for me. I want a quick, effortless fix. If they can't fix me, I blame them for my failure and use them as an excuse to keep drinking or drugging. I won't let anyone make me do anything that I don't want to do. If they try, I'll get drunk and blame them and make them feel guilty. So yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, and I think a lot of people with addiction issues have manipulated in the past. A flight into health, I say to myself, feeling better means that I'm cured.
What's the weight?
I managed to stay clean and sober for a while and things start getting a little bit better.
Good lad, weight.
Getting motivated to do more, I convince myself I'm cured and don't need to do anything. I tell myself that I may have had a drinking or drug problem, but I got into recovery and put it behind me. And, you know, a lot of people can be guilty of this, you know, when they start feeling better, believing that they're cured and they don't
Wait.
have to put any work in anymore. And then sooner or later, you start slipping into old thinking habits and old behaviours. So recovery by fear, I say to myself, being scared of my problems will make them go away. I begin to realise that alcohol and other drugs can destroy my life. I hurt those that I love and eventually kill me.
Huh? Say that again.
I begin to realise that alcohol and other drugs can destroy my life, hurt those that I love, and eventually kill me.
So yeah.
The threat is so real that I convince myself that I can't ever use alcohol or drugs again. I start to believe that this fear of destroying my life and killing myself will scare me into permanent sobriety, since I now know how awful my life is. My life will be if I continue to drink or drug. I just won't drink or drug anymore. I just stop. Everything will be fine. Since everything will be fine, I won't need treatment or a recovery program. I'll just quit.
Mm.
So yeah, I think we've all been guilty of that as well.
Is that Buster? Buster, wait, man. Fucking hell, I'm not fucking throwing.
Strategic
Hold for you, mate.
hopelessness.
You're gonna have to wait, Buster, wait, mate.
Strategic
Sit. Sorry, Mel, I'm trying to sort him out. I need more stuff. Like, find it.
Strategic hopelessness. I say to myself, since nothing works, I don't have to try. I start to feel that I'm hopeless. It seems like I've done it all and nothing works. I don't just give up. I don't believe that I can change, and a big part of me just doesn't want to try anymore. It seems easier to just
What's the
give
weight?
up. When people try to help me, I brush them off by telling them that I'm hopeless and will never recover. When people do try to help me, I give them a hard time and make it impossible for them to help me. I don't understand why people want to help me. It would be easier if they just let me keep drinking and drugging.
Mm.
And 12, the democratic disease state. I say to myself, I have the right to destroy myself and no one has the right to stop me. I convince myself that I have the right to continue to use alcohol and drugs even if it kills me. Yes, I'm addicted, and yes, I'm destroying my life. Yes, I'm hurting those I love. Yes, I'm a burden to society, but so what? I have the right to drink and drug myself to death. No one has the right to stop me. Since since my addiction is killing me anyway, I may as well convince myself that I'm dying because I want to.
See, what it is, I used to, that to a certain extent, but I used to think, what it is, I'm only hurting me. I'm not hurting no one else. It's me who's going out looking for fucking tenner a day. Something to be a father, because they end up doing father bags. You know what I mean? Or it was a father, and found someone else who had a father. You know what I mean? I used to think it's only me that's waking up rattling. I couldn't see. What I'm saying is, I couldn't see the damage that I was doing to my loved ones. And society didn't even come into it. But now, I don't know the damage I was doing on my loved ones. I don't know the fucking chaos I was causing on society.
What?
Even when I was only smoking cannabis, when I thought I wasn't an addict.
And what I'd suggest you guys do is, obviously, this is going to be up anyway, so you can play it back. You know, start personalising the denial patterns. You know, sit there and write them all down. So, avoidance, absolute denial. Write them all down and make them personal to you. Things that you'll say, and you know, start recognising that denial in yourself. Because let's face it, we can all have it. Even me, you know, that's got a bit of time under my belt, I can still fall into that denial state. You know, so write them all down and make them personal to you in your own words. You know, and put them somewhere close to hand. You know, and then you can catch yourself in the moment.
I don't know who's writing that. I don't know if it's John or Kendra, but listen, alcohol, if it was found today, it'd be one of the fucking worst Class A drugs, mate. Alcohol is a ruthlessly Class A, mate.
See, the thing with
kills quickly as well.
Well, it can kill quickly or really slowly and painfully.
Yeah, does it, babe? Yeah.
You know, because it affects every part of your body.
Every part.
You know, I've seen people with course coughs, and it's so sad. You know, and that's like alcohol-induced dementia. You know, I've seen people slowly die from that.
Wet brain.
Yeah, I've seen people die in a house fire because they were too pissed to find out to get out. You know, car accidents. You know, so sometimes it can happen quite quickly, but sometimes it can happen like slowly and really painfully. You know, where you know you start like, and you know it's awful. Either way, it's awful to witness.
Do you know what? The summer's coming, right? And summer can be a bad time to drink. Fucking any time can be a bad time. We can find excuses, but summer, I mean, the sun's out, fancy cold, nice cold one, or the fucking beer garden. When was I ever sat in the fucking beer garden, mate? Never sat in the beer garden, man.
That was a big one for me because I always used to go and sit in the beer garden. You know, and it was huge for me. And in early recovery, I used to get so jealous.
But what I was going to say, though, is what you could do is it's summer. Go out, get online, look at somewhere where it's not going to cost you much to get in. Do you know what I mean? Like Darlow, you're not far from Preston Park. There's a big museum there. You know what I mean? Jump on the bus.
There's even South Park at Darlow. It's lovely to have a walk around there.
You know,
make yourself a little picnic and that. It'll be lovely.
Make a life, man. Make a life what you enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Get out. You and Kendra.
One thing that I found...
Get the meetings, mate. Honest, brother.
You know, one thing that I quite enjoy doing in summer, you know, when it's hot, we invested in one of them ninja things.
I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu and I've even got the boots and match.
You know, that blitz everything up. and we were making
them smoothies, weren't we? Fucking class. Come do
And-
some this summer.
You can get like proper cheap ones that are just as good. Breville or something it is, and get yourself like loads of frozen berries and coconut water and or ice cream, or you know what, just start creating your own flavors. You know, and you can make really healthy ones as well by adding like a bit of ginger and turmeric and stuff.
I know. So John, listen. You know, at the end of the day, you keep drinking, it's going to get worse. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, listen to this. I don't want to say too much online, mate, though. But I know a girl. I did know a girl. I was with my mate. And something fucking horrific happened to her. Do you know what I mean? And I fucking used to sit and say to her, do you know what? I can't imagine, man, what you fucking go through on a daily basis. But you know what? Are you gonna let it define you and make your fucking life hell for a little fucking wronging? Or are you gonna fucking stand up and go, do you know what? I ain't letting this fucking wreck my life no more. Do you know what? She ended up fucking dead, mate. She ended up fucking hanging herself, man. It's sad. Do you know what I mean? But there's loads of ways that we can fucking put that shit behind us, man, and fucking.
And if you're drinking in that, if you do invest in one of them like smoothie makers or whatever, you'll be able to convince yourself that you've drank more than, you know, because sometimes they can be quite filling, can't they?
Yeah, and do you know what I'm saying as well? Like,
drink plenty of water as well.
Like, get out. Why I'm saying get out and do something, right? Because I used to think, right, I'm not fucking having a gear, so I'm gonna fucking sit in, man. I'm having a sit in. I'd stay in my mum's fucking, and I'd get bored. Do you know what I mean? When I'm bored, I know what will take this boredom away. Where if I'm creating something, where I'm getting out, you've got each other to go out with as well. Do you know what I mean? Where back then I was on my own, me, so I'd have to do it all on my own. You know what I mean? Get out and enjoy it. Summer coming. You know what I mean? Preston Park, fucking anything, mate. Lord, whatever you like. Do you know what I mean? Buy your fucking all-day bus ticket and off you go. You know what I mean? Wet and Wild, even if you go Wet and Wild, perhaps have some fun. Do you know what I mean?
Is this still open, that?
Yeah, there's loads of stuff you can do, man. Get out with your camera. You don't have to be an auditor. You know what I mean? Haunted fucking fan. Look online, haunted places to go, things like that. What Mel and Evie are gonna do? You know what I mean? There's loads and loads of stuff where you can enjoy life without fucking putting them fucking horrible drinks or fucking drugs in us, man. You know, at first it's not easy, but it gets easier, doesn't it? And I'd love to see you go, do you know what, we're sober, we're starting to feel better than ourselves, we're starting to feel fucking healthier, we started building them healthy relationships with our family, and what it is, it doesn't come fucking, it comes slowly, but it does come, you know what I mean, it's doable.
And you'll find with the liver cirrhosis, if Kendra does become abstinent, she'll be able to get on the transplant list and it won't get any worse.
It won't get any worse, but if you drink, it gets.
Yeah,
I mean, it'll stay the same, won't it? It won't get any worse, but if you drink, it fucking rapidly gets worse, won't it?
And
you can do it, you know. I know you can, mate, guys. I know you can. You're talking about it all the time, so that tells me you ain't happy what you're doing. You ain't happy, man, and you know there's a way out. And get on this one. You're not on your own,
and that's brilliant. You're definitely moving in the right direction. But try like little things like between drinks have, I don't know, even if it's a milkshake or something like that that's quite filling, so you don't want. Sometimes when we crave a drink, we're just thirsty. You know, drink plenty of water and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But you'll find if you can get out and about on certain days, you know, that'll be a massive distraction as well. You know, and slowly reduce it. Because it can get better.
Imagine how proud you'd be of yourself. Imagine how proud your fucking family would be. Imagine how proud your kids will be. And it's doable. It's fucking doable. It's there, man. I think it's ready, mate. I think it's a fucking in that, you know, the circle of change, contemplation stage, I think. just taking that next step, man. You know what I mean? And you was done wicked. 6 cans from 2 bottles of vodka was massive, man.
And it'll definitely improve things with the social services and all that lot as well.
Use them fucking social services as well. Get them to fucking get you into fucking whatever. Fucking groups, this, that. Do you know what I mean?
You know, and that I can guarantee. You know, because obviously I had issues with social services and blah, blah, blah. Then the social worker came to visit me in rehab and said she couldn't believe how well I looked, blah, 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 blah. Came to visit me when I left rehab. And she goes, right, I'm closing the case because from what I can see now, there's no more risk.
Good lad, up. Hey, what's that?
You know, and it's all possible. I've known people who had the children adopted out.
I love you, mate.
But when they got well, they managed to get them back, even though they'd been adopted. So don't think that there's no hope, because there's always hope.
Yeah. Good boy, aren't you, mate? You like your ears? I like your ears, massage like that, you bastard face, yo. What a bastard face, aren't you? What a bastard face. You do some damage, wouldn't you, mate? You used to fucking damage me when you first come with them big fucking gnashes.
You know, and I get that, but it's about trying not to let it affect you too much. And I know that's easier said than done when it's your kids. But the more effort, you know, you can either take it 2 ways. You can either let it put you on a downer and use it as an excuse to drink more, or you can think, no, fuck this. I'm not going to let them have this power over me. I'm going to get well and I'm going to show them.
Bust it down.
And once you guys are well, they won't be able to.
Good boy.
You know, you'll have more clarity in your mind. You'll get better physically. And they won't be able to stop you having that relationship with your kids.
Yeah, but listen, mate. It might be, I don't know, anything could have happened. There could be no fucking credit. The phone could be broke, whatever. There could be loads of reasons why not. Do you know what I mean? Like, I used to phone someone, if I'd phone them, they fucking didn't answer. I'd go, fucking not answering the phone. You know what I mean? All I know. Yeah, they ignore me. All I know, they could have been in the shower. Could have been having the shit on the toilet. Do you know what I mean? Phone downstairs. Could have popped out, put the bins out, whatever.
Do you know when we first got together, you were a bit like that with me. Why aren't you answering? What's going on? And then I'd phone you back and say, oh, sorry, babe, I was in the bath. And you're like, oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? Anything could happen. Anything could be happening, but I'm like, fucking ignore me, that cunt. You know what I mean? Fucking tell me to phone. I'm on a phone, don't fucking, do you know what I mean? Well, there's a million one reasons why. But I'm straight there. Fucking don't want to talk. Was fucking up to no good, whatever. Do you know what I mean? True, man. Do you know what I mean? It could be anything, Kendra. Could be fucking anything, mate.
And all that energy it takes to be miserable and be on a downer and stuff. Use that energy to do something positive.
Even if you have to fucking force yourself, man, because sometimes I have to.
Yeah. A lot of the times we all have to. But use that energy put it into making them positive changes, rather than, because what's happened. None of us have that time machine. None of us can change the past. You know, it's about drawing that line, accepting that frigging shit's happened. But how are you going to change that and make us all have a better future? Because you have that power to do that.
We all have. All of us have, haven't we?
Yeah, none of us can change the past or anything that's happened, but we all have the power to make ourselves have a better future. On that note, I need a wee.
Shall we wrap this up? Yeah, that's it, mate. No, try and get some positive steps. Do you know, because what it is, time fucking marches on, and then what it is, like, even me, man, I could have got to a point where there was no fucking turning back, man. Do you know what I mean? But still got a chance to turn it all around before it does become too late. And I get the feeling that that's what you want. You know, and then the fear fucking builds up, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? What's life going to be like without a drink? Class. You know what I mean? Like that 21-month total abstinence, right, that I got was some of the best times of my life. That as well. Do you know what I mean? So since 2012, anyway, some of the best times of my life since then. But I had a little fucking stumble. Do you know, but I fucking picked it up before I fucking got a rattle. Well, I didn't, because I did get a rattle because I went on the meth, but I fucking sorted it out quick, sharp. You know what I mean? I've been to fucking Jamaica twice, I've been to Mexico, fucking hell, where have I been in? Recovery, Fuerteventura, Crete, Corfu. Do you know what I mean? So one year, we were in Jamaica in the January, and in the August we were in Corfu. Or Crete, one of them. Weren't we?
What?
In the January we were in Jamaica, and then in the August, was it August or May that we went to Corfu? May. My birthday. We were there for my birthday, weren't we?
Oh, was it my birthday?
That was your birthday, yeah. We went just after mine, didn't we? Yeah. So it was June. It was June, the beginning of June. We went just a couple of days after mine. Yeah, you can use the money that you use for drink and that, man. Couple of cans so you aren't fucking bad. Do you know what I mean? Get them DTs fucking took away. Get out and enjoy the sun, man.
Do yourself a proper plan and stick to it. You know, a reduction plan. You know, and don't do it too rapidly. The guidelines are 10% every 4 days. So maybe every 4 days, you know, reduce by a can or half a can. And you'll soon get there.
But I'd be going to services as well and getting them to do it with you. Do you know what I mean?
You know, if you went to services, you'd probably qualify for a community detox where they can give you chlordiazepoxide, or more commonly known as Librium, and that'll take the DTs away completely, and you won't have to do that reduction if you struggle to reduce.
Do you know what I mean? There's loads of things you can do, man. You know what I mean? I fucking swear down, I sit and think, man, I'd love that day that he's come on here and go, do you know what? We haven't had a drink for fucking 3 days. So go on, mate. Do you know what I mean? But I'd suggest definitely get in touch with drug services, do that what Mel said, and go to meetings, man. And do you know what as well? And just can walk in together. Do you know what I mean? Like before, when I used to go, I used to think, look, now I'm walking in a room full of strangers on my own. At least just can walk in together. You know what I mean? Start making them fucking healthy friendships of people who've got the same kind of goal as you. Do you know what I mean? Fucking class, mate. There's a life there, you know. There's a life there, but it won't come to me unless I go and fucking get it. Well, Lanzarote, go on, mate. And there you go, there's a goal. Do you know what I mean? There's a goal. You can fucking, do you know what I mean? Start flying, mate. Fucking, you know what I mean? Slow, anywhere. You know what I mean? All before, man, years ago, would you thought that you were going to be in Jamaica?
Thinking years ago, I struggled to afford a day trip to Scarborough.
You know what I mean? Not only did never fucking even thought of it. Do you know what? I meant to say this fucking like gypsy woman before, like this thing we a fortune telling. I tell them this all the time, right? And she said to me, "You're a drug addict." I thought, you were shit, yo. You only had to look at me to tell me what I was. Do you know what I mean? You're a drug addict. if you go to the doctors and tell them about he's going to give you the best tablet ever, and I never. But what she told me to do, she said, go to the travel agents, get a fucking get a thing with brochure, look at the page and tell yourself, keep telling yourself, one day I'm going to go there, one day I'm going to go there, one day I'm going to go there. I was in the town one day, Grafton, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it, man. So I got, and then before you know it, fucking I'd stopped. I'd only done it a few times for like a few weeks. Before you know it, I've been to Jamaica twice, Mexico, but now, man. What I'm saying is, fucking we can do anything we put our mind. Always what I'm trying to say. Buster, man, I'm gonna get these out, mate. I'm gonna. Should we end this?
Yeah.
Got loads to do as well. It's 10 to 12.
I've got to put the pork in there.
Put the pork in, man. We're having pork. All right. Right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna split. No, we're not gonna do all that. Can't carry on. We're gonna wind it up, and we'll be back tonight at some point. Okay, guys. Respect. Have a good day. You've got contact details if you need to talk.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day. Lots of love.
And on that note, Buster's crying his eyes out. Crying your eyes out. Buster, man! Settle! Good lad, yes! Right, I'm out, guys.
And you baby boy. No.
I'll catch you alright. I mean, I'll catch you later, guys. Respect.